Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. I got to thinking about that truck that dangled over the bridge there in Louisville last week. And I got to thinking about that driver especially. If you look it up in government statistics, I believe truck driving is rated like in the top 5. I think it's number 2 or 3 in the most dangerous jobs. But people don't think about that, the danger involved. They just think about us being in the way and causing delays. We're slow to move up a hill. All those negatives about us. But at the same time, they don't realize that if trucks are not running, nothing gets delivered in this nation. No gas, no food, no building products, you name it, it's on a truck going from A to B to get to your house or your local hardware store or grocery store. But that driver last week, when I seen that, I thought, boy, if God's hand's not on that, protecting that driver, to me, that was so obvious. Because later on in the day, I seen a video of coming from a different angle, and you could see somehow miraculously as the truck went over the railing, the trailer caught just at the right angles and just the right amount of the trailer in them beams that kept it from going the rest of the way over. And so whether that driver was a Christian or not, I don't know, but I do know this much, that if they weren't, I would be finding a church to get saved real quick after making it through that, because that right there to me shows that there is a God and he does protect his loved ones. If that was a Christian, he was protected. If he wasn't a Christian, then God's got a bigger plan for him, as people say. And I think that's true at times. God's got plans for us, and we get into harm's way and he saves us. And then we can look back over our lives and see at that moment where we should have died, and he saved us. And from that moment forward, our life just escalated like we never expected it to be. But that's just, my thoughts. That's just talk. There's no fact to that. It's just, one of those thoughts there the way I look at things like that. In Mark, the 13th chapter, verses 31, it says, "Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But that the day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone. Take heed, keep on the alert, for you do not know when the appointed time will come." This load that I'm on, I had an 8 a.m. delivery appointment for this morning, Thursday morning, that I was supposed to make. And as I got going yesterday morning, doing some quick math, I'm not going to make it. So I had to call dispatch. And it took a number of hours, but it got turned around where that whenever I get there today, they will unload me. Because there was things that happened beyond my control. There was construction. There was backup because of hitting Atlanta at 5 o'clock in the evening with the rain, and it just makes it even worse down there. And then I got tied up in construction in Chattanooga. It's just one thing after another when you come up through there, and that's just a known. And then the traffic is just so heavy. But I was able to change the time for the delivery. But as we go through life, we're not able to change the time that we have on this earth. We don't know how much time we have. We don't know if we'll get through today or not. If we get through the day, then it's a blessing. If we don't, then our time was up. But we didn't know that. So we should live, when you think about your spiritual life, you should live each and every day as if it's your last day. That's the way I look at it. So I try, therefore, to share with every opportunity I get during the day. I try to just everything along that line. So if you don't know Christ as your personal Savior today, and you think you have all the time in the world, think back to that driver last week on TV. It was all over the news. You couldn't miss it. Think about if that was you in that driver's seat and you don't know Jesus as your personal Savior, and you're that close to death. Because they said at that height, if you was to hit the water, it'd be like hitting cement. I think they said he was 45 or 50 feet in the air. And then not only that, this being the wintertime, that water was cold, so hypothermia, so you would succumb to the cold water before rescue crews could get to you. So to me, that was sheer certain death if they was to fall into the river. But somehow, miraculously, they didn't. That's why I said God's hand was on that. That's visibly to see that. Excuse me. So just think about that today. Put yourself in that driver's seat, looking down at that river, hoping and praying that you're going to be rescued. Now answer this question. If I was to hit the river and I was to die, where will I spend eternity? See, we don't know. That's what this passage is saying. We don't know the hour or the time that the Savior is going to come and call us home. But we need to be ready. So, can you answer this question this morning? Are you ready if you was to be called home today?